The headlines regarding education in North Carolina haven't been pretty, but they also leave out an important part of the picture. It's not just about pay, and we're not just angry. Teachers at Jordan High School, like many others, are worried about the future of public schools and the future of the profession. Listen to hear our concerns and how the working conditions in this state have affected our lives and our students' educations.
So some people get a rush off of doing skydiving. Some people get a rush off of all different extreme sports. I get a rush from the aha moment from students when kids across, throughout the classroom are, oh, now I get it. That is my rush, and that is why I'm a teacher.
I teach because I still believe that opportunities come from education. I work with immigrant students, and I think that education is their best route to a good future. And so that's why I teach, because I want to help them find those opportunities and have a good future.
I became a teacher because it was something that I grew up with, and because it's something that I believe in and value as a profession. Over the years I've stayed in teaching because I think it's something that I'm good at and I want to become better at. It's a job that has a tremendous amount of rewards in terms of who you deal with, and hopefully the difference you can make, but above all, it's a profession that you get a lot of personal satisfaction from if you do it well.
On Parent Career Day in kindergarten, one of the fathers asked us what we wanted to be when we grew up. On that day, I faltered because I had never thought of it before. But 2 days later, when I wrote him my thank you note, I knew what I wanted to do with my life: become a teacher. For the rest of my school career, I worked hard at making that dream a reality. I was awarded the Teaching Fellow Scholarship and went to Appalachian State, and now I get to teach at my alma mater, Jordan High School. Unfortunately, I'm faced with a tough decision in the coming years. Although I had teaching fellows, it only covered about half of what I needed to spend for college. And with frozen teacher salaries and no pay raises in sight, even if I get a master's, I really can't afford to pay off the student debt that I had, let alone ever get anything new in my life. So I love my students. They teach me something new every day, and I hope that I offer something great to them. But until something changes in North Carolina, I really can't afford to make this decision with my life.
Teaching, as many jobs, demands a lot of personal sacrifices. The one that increasingly becomes more difficult is simply the pay. It is difficult to provide for a family on a teacher's salary, and it doesn't measure up well in the competitive environment. If competition is to solve all of education's problems, it certainly is not a competitive pay in regards to the educational degrees one needs to be certified. And one of the primary reasons we have the teacher turnover rate that we do is because teachers leave for more money. Once again, everybody makes sacrifices for their family, but it is very difficult in this state to make a living on a teacher's salary and provide for your family.
If I could change something about teaching, I would ask people to listen to teachers. I feel like right now no one is listening to teachers, and they are the people who know students best. I know what my students need. I know how to do my job, and what I need is to be listened to and given support rather than being told what to do, dominated by testing and things like that. I need resources, and I need time, and I need the the trust in me that I can do what I've been trained to do.
So one thing that I would like to do, like if I could change in order to be a more effective or a better teacher, is to, be more educated. I'd love to go back to school and get just degrees or more education in a certain content area. So I think that would help me out a lot. Simultaneously, paying for it is always a difficult thing. So just trying to figure out how I can educate myself, be a little bit more effective in the classroom, I guess in terms of my content knowledge, and then using that in the classroom would help me be a better, more effective teacher.
I am worried about the future of public education, public schools. Specifically, I feel like teachers don't feel valued. I feel like teachers, they want to do more, but the incentive, there has to be an incentive. If there is no incentive, if they're being kept at a pay scale for 5+ years, it's very challenging to be hopeful that things will change.
I knew I wanted to be a teacher ever since I was a little kid, and it is my absolute passion. I know a lot of young people today who are really good at explaining everything in great detail to their peers, helping their peers understand, and they enjoy doing so. They would become fantastic teachers, but they see the struggle that their teachers have inside and outside of the classroom. And we are going to lose the skill and the quality of the young people coming into the profession and the veterans who are currently in the profession if something in the education system doesn't change.
I think my biggest fear as it relates to public schools is this notion that competition will solve all of its problems. Most people are motivated by success in schools, and that is attributed to a grade. If we dig a little bit deeper, I think that public schools serve a real purpose and hold students on the whole to a high standard of excellence. My fear is that if we get away from that, the overall impact is going to be a lessening of standards, which has a negative impact on everyone. So in that regard, there is some fear, but I also think that there is strong support for public schools, and I think that they really are a key ingredient to what's left of social mobility and the American dream. So I hope they stick around.